Hello everybody, it's me and I'm back. This is a video on the piss poor state of my Rover 75's paint and why I am not getting rid or putting it away, because I don't know, you'll find out in a second. But remember to subscribe to this here YouTube channel, because there is a lot more to come, more documentaries, more informational videos, more projects, because we are back in business. So without further delay, let's get in the car and let me tell you about the new addition after we have a bit of an emotional meltdown in the Rover 75. Hello everybody and welcome to this one. It's been a while, hasn't it? About 2 months. So let's do a bit of a update on where things are. And the air conditioning keeps blowing in my eyes, so I'll turn that down. Let's do a brief update on where we are with everything and what this car did to sort of make it so special. Now, I'm not sure what it is with some people, as they seem to be obsessed with perfection. They seem to be obsessed with having the best car, the nicest car, the car that's won, you know, all these awards, the car that's got this, had the respray, I've spent thousands on this car, my car's worth X amount, it's only done 20,000 miles, it's had one owner who's never driven it, and it's, you know, there's only 3 left on the road. That to me, and if that makes your car feel special to you, you go ahead, you do whatever you need to. That to me doesn't really cut it. That to me isn't really what makes a car special. It makes a car a good investment. It makes a car an interesting car. It doesn't make a car your car though. What makes a car your car is when you put miles on it, when you drive it, when you experience things with it, through it, and just having it there in the background. You can hear the flashing of the raindrops and everything. What makes a car your car is you. Now, I'm guilty of it, everybody does it, and it's not anything to be guilty of. Keeping a car and just never using it, that's fine as well. Whatever is good for you is good for you. However, that's not really good for me. And what I thought I was going to do with this car was put it away for a little bit, use Katie's Fiat 500, and then, you know, decide, I'll get her out when I've got the money, I'll spend a few quid on her, make her look nice again, because of obviously what's happened with the paint and what's essentially ruined the outside of the car for some people, but not me, funnily enough. Usually years ago I would be thinking this was the most dire situation on the planet, and I'd be absolutely cacking my pants over it, and I would be like, I need to do it right now, we need to not pay rent, I need to get this, I need to do that, I need to sell this, I need to sell that, you need to sell this, you need to sell that, we need to fix this car. But is she really broken? Not really. Because what this car offered me during a time that was incredibly awful, to say the least, over the past couple of months, was what it's always offered me. Something that's there, something that's always there, and always in the background if it needs to be, and in the foreground as well as if it needs to be. This car plays the starring role in any crisis as the crisis, as you've seen on many videos, and as the saviour, is the hero of it. And what I and my family and my, you know, immediate friends went through over the past couple of months was pretty awful. But the one thing that I noticed there's this legendary Jeremy Clarkson clip when he's in a I think it's a 928, and he's talking about the death of his dad and what that car offered him in that awful time. It offered him the ability to be able to see his dad for one last time, and I think this car has offered me that and even more, because I think this car is just fantastic. As mundane as it is, it's not the most special 75. We're not going to pretend it is. We're not going to say it's a this, that and the other special edition, it's the this of how many made. Nobody really cares about that. The only thing I care about is the experience that I've had with it. And if someone was to wipe me off the road today, tomorrow, the next day, God forbid, even yesterday or even now while you're watching this video, whenever you are watching this video, it doesn't really matter. It does to a certain extent, because my insurance better be paying out a decent amount, and I better not be dead, or my passengers or anybody else better not be dead or seriously injured. But the things that this car has been with me through are always going to be there. It's always going to have played a part in doing that, and to me that is not worth compromising. I'd rather have this thing live with me through all of those incredible and incredibly sad moments. I just think this car is just fantastic. It offers me what no other car could, and that's a proper, and it sounds sad, but a proper reliable mate, a good car. It's weird when, and let me know in the comments if you've experienced this as well, it's weird when a car, it becomes sort of like an extension of you. It becomes like your friend. It becomes a loyal companion that gets you through hard times, and you sitting there and the world is falling down and you look at the wood on the dash and you're just like, that's some real wood, that's pre-project drive wood, and that is some nice wood grain. Or you sit there, you put your key in it, you start it up when there's a crisis, you've got all the anxiety in the world, the key gets turned in the ignition barrel, and all of a sudden she breathes life. And this car does that in spades. Yes, it's messed me about. Yes, it's been a right irritation at times, but god damn, it is a fantastic car, and it is a fantastic part of my family essentially now, my like extended metal family. This car's never gonna leave. It's never gonna, you know, it's never gonna falter, and it's never gonna be one of those things that I regret at any point, because when you look back at these life-altering events, there's one constant in these life-altering events of mine, and that's a white gold Rover 75 being in the background, being in the foreground, and taking me to and from these events. And I'm talking about these awful, tragic things happening to loved ones like they're like it's a conference. It's not, but I've got to be objective about it in a sense. In a way, anyway, I have to be objective about it. But we have to think in these times like I've had over these, and we've all had, some of my family more than me, because of the proximity. But those moments that you have when these things happen, and there's a car that's, and I'm pulling over now because this looks fantastic, and there's something there that's just always there, and it's always constant, and it's always there to help you. That to me is just fantastic, and I think this car is phenomenal. It's just amazing, and I can't thank it enough. It's just amazing. What a fantastic car. And it keeps the enthusiasm alive. You guys keep the enthusiasm alive for it. Everybody does, because they are so flipping good. They are and one day there'll be a dude like me that got rid of this. In about 20 years he'll have some disposable income, and you might have one, or I might have one, or someone else might have one, sat around, and they'll go, how much is it? And they'll pay over the odds for it, and that'll set the benchmark, and they'll appreciate and appreciate, and they already are doing that. But that's not really the point. The point is that person is paying for something that isn't really necessary. It's just because they wanted to either go back to a time, or have some sort of joy expressed through this thing with four wheels and an engine that's just, it's fantastic. It's just otherworldly. I love this thing to pieces. It's a right cool car, and this is an incredibly corny video, but I really don't care. It's amazing, and that really is the update on this. There isn't really much to say. The paint is a mess. You all have seen that. You all know that, and I know that. The engine and everything's fantastic. We all know that. We've all seen that. but she is due a major service, so you'll be seeing that relatively soon. And I've also got some rust proofing to do, as well as a few other little tweaks that I need to make. So that's really it for the Rover 75 update in this video. She's still fantastic. She's still made everything so much better, and you can't put a price. Well, I can. It was 500 quid, but you can't put a price on that, and it is fantastic. And well, above all, it is a Rover after all. So we'll move on to one of the other editions, which you'll be quite surprised to see. This, my friends, is my Fiat Coupe 20 valve. This is the car that I first bought as a project, first ever project I ever had, and I'm driving it on the road legally. So, as you probably know, there's been a bit of a project surrounding this for some time that I've never ever gotten around to. She's sort of sat and been pushed to the side, but during all of that I mentioned in the previous clip in the 75, I then decided to put her back together. It felt like, in effect, I was putting myself back together. It was really weird and really therapeutic. I'd start work, get to work for like 8 o'clock, 8:30, something like that. I'd you know, do my work stuff, which is obviously, I'm like a senior in an industry, so you know, my role's fairly intense. Come home, get home for about 5, eat my tea. If there's no work, the stuff that needed doing, just leave that. And then yeah, then I would get on with this from about 5:30 till 11 o'clock every night. And I mean, if I just knock it down a few now, that noise is why I did it. I absolutely love this car. So I decided to get her back on the road, or any means necessary. And a few friends of ours had a bet on who could get to Goodwood, and well, she didn't make it because she's shit. But you know, she tried her hardest, because she's a good egg. But sadly, she didn't make it. So that's about that, really. But it was an intense situation, an intense project, to the point where Phil and Mel, two friends of ours, came round, and we were at this until 1 o'clock in the morning. Mel actually said hello to the good morning to the milkman. It was that incredible. It was a right trip to get this thing on the road. The long nights by myself, figuring out how to do things. I've never taken suspension off before, as you can see by the MOT history here. I've never done these sorts of front brakes before, as you can see also by the MOT history here. I've never done any of that, and I learned it all on this car, and to its detriment, because that MOT history is forever. So it's just a funny thing to look back on. But I did all of it myself, and with obviously help from a few friends. The welding, thank you Paul at Lower Dog Customs, you are an absolute legend, mate. And you, the link to your business page is in the description, because you deserve more customers. Absolute beast. Thank you for the help with the welding and just the general help in general. You're a cool ass dude. Everybody else, like I've mentioned, Phil, Mel, everybody, and me as well. I, you know, can take a decent amount of credit for this. I sat here and absolutely caned it every night for about 3 months to get this sucker on the road, and here she is, finally back, and I am so friggin' happy. So I'll give you a quick tour around her, and the big video on her will be released very soon. So look out for a poll on my YouTube channel, and you'll see if you want to see that toil and sweat. Vote for it. So without further delay, let's have a quick look round. Here she is, look at her, she's back, and she's better than ever. The lights still fog up, that's annoying as out, but look at it, it's incredible, it's incredible. I'll show you around it now, let's go and have a look. So, the light fogs up, that's annoying. It has its number plate, it hasn't fallen off yet. We have Michelin Pilot Sport 3s all round wheel alignment. brand new discs and pads on the front, suspension as well is new on the front and on the rear, new exhaust as well, which has been a friggin' mare to fit, redone all the inside, and then the MOT test to push the button in. That's annoying, but it's amazing. And it has these coupe mats, which are also amazing. The handbrake works, it's had welding, it's had everything. I've spent too much money on it. Please help me. Donation link in the description. No, I'm joking. I can't believe it. I am so fucking happy. This thing is back on the road. This is like my, this is, you know, this was the star of the show years ago. So as some of you know, I was self-employed at one point. I owned a business. Some people, this was like the star of the show. So some people, when they own businesses, they buy Lamborghinis, they buy Ferraris. Obviously, I'm some dude from the north who grew up on a council estate. I can't afford a Ferrari or a Lamborghini. I can afford a Fiat for 400 quid. And that's what I did. I bought this thing. And it was a friggin' state when I got it. But now, after a few knocks, bangs, scrapes and scuffs and a good pizza here and there, she looks absolutely stunning. And all of that hard work has really paid off. It's such a good car. It's such a beast. I'm just so happy with it. Again, this is what I've sort of toiled away at for the past couple of months. So and the exhaust isn't saggy either. The exhaust is rock solid, as you can see. But I am really, really happy with this. And I am, you know, I had a turbo at one point, didn't really like it, got rid of it. This is the sweet spot here. An early 20 valve. What a legend, a midway through 20 valve. Such a beast. Favourite car ever. Always wanted one. Got it back on the road. Stay tuned for that video, because that is coming really, really soon. And it's just going to be, it's one of them. I recorded as much as I could, but you know, there is only so much you can record at that time of night when you're absolutely smashing it and listening to Eurobeat on full blast, as well as Def Leppard and other legendary things, and obviously dropping some Megadeth in there as well. So I'm extremely happy with this. It's just a right belter. And Paul Roverman, Project Nigel, if you are watching, if he is not, he's dead to me. Joking. If you want to review this, let me know. Something late July, if I'm not doing anything else, which I shouldn't be. I'll make time, review this sucker. I'd love to see you do it, because you've always mentioned Fiat Coupes and how you wanted to do a review on one. So here she is for you, and she's in very good condition, and she won't kill you like she tried to kill me, I hope. But yeah, that's it really for the Fiat. And now we'll move on to the SD1 and the Vitesse, which is going to be very short but quite sweet. So as for the Vitesse and the SD1, there isn't an update really. Well, with the SD1, it's actually being moved to a better location. As you saw where we were, goddamn, it was ridiculous. I'm not still, I think it is anyway. I'll have to figure that one out. But she's getting moved because I can't sit there rolling around in the dirt anymore. I don't think either of us can. So I think we're planning on moving it. I'll figure that out. But yeah, that's that, and then that will crack on soon. It literally needs, as you saw before, a tyre and some other stuff, but we're not going to do it by halves, because obviously I've done this as a bit of a test bed. This car, it always has been and always is, and always probably will be if it conks out again, which inevitably it will because of the badge on the steering wheel. But we're going to redo all the brakes, everything. I've had new pipes on this as well. I've done loads of stuff. So yeah, she's one of them, I'm afraid. She's had a lot of stuff done to her, but to my benefit and to her benefit as well. So the SD1, more stuff on that's coming. The Vitesse is on ice for now. The Vitesse is a beast of a car. I just don't have the money, I don't have the time, I just don't have the energy for it. That's the flat out thing. It still exists. I'm still paying exorbitant storage fees for it, but I want to keep it. because it needs to be treated like this has been treated. When that comes home to me, it will be treated like this, and being treated like this, I mean, you've seen the results. It's had absolutely loads, so that will be back eventually. And then that's really it. We do have a mystery project coming up soon, by the way, which which you might have to guess. It's red and it has white wing mirrors, but you have never met it. I have talked about it though before, and I do own that, so you'll see that in another video. But now we'll move on to the Cortina and how that's going. Now, you've all probably been wondering, what of the Cortina? Well, here she is. Now, there's been a bit of a change in ownership. Since we've got the new car, which is not mine, it's Katie's car, this has become mine. Now, you may be asking, why would she give up a present as good as this? Just too much work for her, I'm afraid. So the new car will replace that. It's a lot better of a starter car to get on with, and I think this has become a bit more of a tall order, let's say, than she expected. So we got her home, which is one of the best things about this. If you didn't know, before we were paying for like a prestige car storage place. Guy wasn't too friendly, wasn't too nice, especially when you're giving him like, I can't remember what it was, something silly like 300 odd quid a month, or I can't remember, but anyway, something like that. So we moved her from there. She ended up breaking down about 3 times while trying to get her out. So yeah, that's about that. We have made a decent amount of progress on this, which I'll be showing you as I'm talking. Done a few things like sort out the brake hoses, changed one of the calipers, etc. We've done a decent amount of stuff, and that's going to be coming up on the channel as well. And we've also found some very unfortunate things, like holes in the floor. But it's not exactly the worst, because as you heard earlier, I dealt with that with the Fiat Coupe pretty nicely. And when you know such talented people like Paul of Lower Dog Customs, you can get these things sorted out. So this is going to be a bit more of a longer term project, but I think it's going to be a damn good one at that. And it's really, really funny, where it says rust protection on this door, it's actually rotted through. So, as you can see, we have her back, which is absolutely fantastic. We have some new door cards as well, since the interior is such a mess. So I'll be showing you all of that stuff as well. We've got a few things, extras like door pins and stuff like that, but look at that hole. That's a good hole. Not particularly bad, but not particularly good either. I expected that, to be quite frank. It's just not something Katie was prepared to deal with, and there's that very interesting rust protection working there. Now there's a few extra things as well in the interior. You see she's on a very healthy 95k. We've got covers for those. We've treated some rust there, as you can see, and we've got a few little bits of rust that we've been treating here. So it's not really too bad of a job. I'll show you the engine quickly as a bit of a preview in this video. I've obviously got the rocker cover off because I'm painting that. I've painted this rather badly, but it's better than it was. New brake pipes in there as well. New brake pipes on the back, fuel pipes, all that sort of shenanigans. This is coming out, this is coming out, that's coming off. New timing belt. The thingamajig is doing stuff. Got a new carb. Thank you, you know who you are. Loads of stuff. The ignition system has been replaced. Yeah, I've done a decent amount of stuff to this, which obviously will be coming in the project video. Now, I'm preferring now to sort of release these as massive videos rather than releasing like a part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, 10 minute intervals, 10-minute chunks of videos, because that seems a bit pointless. But let me know what you think down there about that. I'm probably going to start releasing either loads cut up at once, or, you know, like quite a lengthy one, but like 3 of them, so like 3 videos that are about 40-50 minutes. Other than that, the Cortina is pretty cut and dry. There's also some wiring in there that I need to do, some painting on here, then obviously address some of the other stuff like the back wheel tub, which you guys obviously know about. But other than that, after this, she's probably going to be for sale. So unless I decide otherwise, I'll probably do like a few videos with her, and then I'll probably put her up for sale, because I love Fords, me, but they ain't really my thing unless it's an Escort. So comment below what you think I should get with the money if I do end up selling her. But I think she's a bit of a peach. I think she's a bit of a legend. So we're going to keep her for a good few months yet, or even maybe a year. But she's even got her original glass. So, you know, this is a proper car, proper time warp, weird car. So yeah, she's fabulous. She's amazing, and we obviously have a damn sight more to do with her. So that's everything for the Cortina, everybody. The Cortina is, well, you'll see in the coming videos. I'll put a poll on my YouTube channel, and you'll obviously see. You'll obviously have to have a vote of which one you want to come out first. So without further delay, we'll move on to what you're all here for, which is the new edition. He has beige seats. He's definitely not house trained, and he's definitely committed crimes against humanity. That's right. This is the Mark 1 MX-5, the Yunus Roadster import. Now, Katie's had one of these things before. It was an absolute legend. It was a Yunus Roadster. It was a 1.6, same as this. This is a V Special or something because of the seats and the Nardi steering wheel and all that stuff. Nobody really cares. But this car has a few extras like AC, the Nardi steering wheel, things like that. And this comes with a hard top as well, which is quite interesting. We don't actually have a soft top for it, so it's sort of like a yeah, it's not really what it's supposed to be, is it? But you know, that's a bit of a nitpick. However, it is a he, before anybody says, is an absolute legend. 181k miles, I think, or no, 202,000 kilometers. So that is a lot. That's about 150,000 miles, and it is absolutely sweltering in here. But this is it, and it's so incredible to finally own one again. The original one actually got stolen, believe it or not. Oh, Tom and Katie having their cars stolen. Oh, someone's nicked their cars. Typical. Yes, I know. It happened a lot back then. And it touch wooden steering wheel, wooden gear knob, because it's the V Special. It shouldn't happen again, because I am very secure. That is not a threat. That is making you aware of my capabilities, to say the least. But this is a right cool car, and now I'm going to take you on a quick tour and show you all of the quirks and features. No, I'm not. I'm going to take you on a tour around this absolute case, this absolute filthy animal of a car, and show you all its many interesting things. We actually only bought it for this because it does that. Look at that. That's interesting, isn't it? Anyway, that's it for this video, guys. No, joking. But yeah, look at that. That's cool, isn't it? So it does that. It's got the Nardi steering wheel, which is interesting. It's got the gear knob, which is, sorry headphone users. Anyway, the special gear knob, this thing with the speakers in it, which the speakers are actually pretty bad, to say the least. A carpet that looks like it's come from a classroom, and many other MX-5 related things. There are a few problems with it, which we'll get to well, right now. 3, 2, 1. So here is Beans the Terrorist. Now, Beans is a British Racing Green or dark green MX-5 Mark 1 1.6. As you can see, the paint is disgusting, so we're going to need to get that fixed. But there's some plans for this car. Katie is going to be turning it pink, which, you know, you're all probably going to cringe at, but I think it's pretty cool. But you can see the paints here, it's had about 1,000 resprays all over one another, so it's like an onion. But yes, he's pretty good. It's pretty self-explanatory, to be honest with you, outside. It needs a rear wheel bearing replacing. Don't know which one, probably find out. And there you are, the hallmarks of the import, a Yunus Roadster. Yunus was actually the upmarket brand for Mazda. You've got, obviously, it's stable, mate, it's the Yunus Cosmo. And yeah, it's just a all-round slapper, an all-round banger of a car. It's even got a little spoiler. There's lots of things. But yeah, to be honest with you, I love these things because they're absolutely adorable. It's like a Metro, but like a slipper. Of course, I'll go over the plans in a later video, introducing you guys formally to the car, sort of like a bit of like a parents' evening. So look forward to that. And that's about it, everybody. So we're back to the usual schedule. Again, sorry I haven't been here for a while. I've just been dealing with a lot of family stuff, but it is what it is, I'm afraid. That comes first in all cases. So I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to see you all again, and speak to you all again. Drop a comment below this video. What do you think of the new acquisition? What do you think of the completion of 2 projects and the SD1 being on its way to being done, and the situation with the 75 and the Vitesse? So without rambling too long, thank you for watching. Keep watching. Remember to subscribe for more of this. There's more of the documentary style big videos coming that I've recorded, a few interesting ones that you're going to want to see, and more projects. So thanks for watching. Keep watching. Remember to subscribe for more of this. Squeaky gear knob. Players out.